Hello, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel. I have had some fabulous, warm, hot, sunny days. It's been fantastic. I didn't do any filming on Sunday because it was such a beautiful weekend. I got my greenhouse all weeded and I'm super happy about that. So I thought I'd jump on because I started packing. Yes, I know it's 3 weeks out still, but I did start packing, and then I thought, you know what, I need to do a cover, get that ready, and put it in a bag to take away with me so I can sit there in the evenings when we're resting. Not all the evenings we'll go back to the hotel, but there might be the odd occasion where I'll just want to sit down and maybe slow stitch. So I'm going to do a cover for this, Scamps and Scallywags. I have made a topper. So I made this offline. I should have really filmed it, but I love how it turned out. This here was like from a piece of old filing paper or folder type thing, and I was going to chuck it. I thought, no, I'll hold on to it. And yeah, I just love how this turned out. The only thing is my sewing machine, I did something really naughty. I glued stuff down, didn't wait till it dried, and so of course it just did not want to play ball in the end, but luckily I'd done most of the stitching. So I decided to pick, I went through all my sample books and I really liked the yellowy sort of colour. I don't think I've done a yellow journal before, but I did like this yellow tones in here. So I thought, let's be a bit different. And yeah, I think it does match. So let's get cracking on making, just gluing it down, getting it ready. I'll put a few pins in it maybe if it doesn't stick, but yeah. So all I have got is just a normal, this is how I do my covers, normal piece of envelope. And how big is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about just over 12 3/4 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches. So I like to have the flap, just stuck the flap down. Before I found this, so this is just lying around, I like to have like a base to work on, but before that base I've got this wadding. I brought it, did not like it, can't remember what the project was for, but I thought, oh well, it will do for when I do these. So it just adds a bit of padding. Now I should grab my roller out, but I'm not going to. So let's just roughly, I'm not even going to do it, you don't have to be exact, and as you can see I definitely are not exact. So this is like, there's so much wadding and stuff to choose from this is just from Spotlight. I picked this one because it felt so soft. Like this is, you could wrap yourself up in this, it's so soft. Yeah, so I'm just cutting that down. I'll trim it properly in a minute. As you can see, like, I'm not too fussed about measurements. Let's just throw that on the floor. The time's coming when I need to do a good clean, because I'm not going on holiday and then coming back to a mess. So I'm just going to trim that bit there. I want to get it sort of semi-straight. Actually, what I might do, let's just glue this bit down. You don't have to be thin, you know, put a whole heap down. It's just really to hold it there. And I just want to maybe just stretch that to the edge. Nice and smooth. So yeah, there's about, I don't know, 1/2 centimetre going around. This one not so much. let's just trim. So I know some ladies do their soft cover journals this way. They don't use the wadding. I've seen quite a few online that don't use this. I think it's called wadding. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I like it because it just adds a bit of extra softness to the cover. And I'll just keep taking off bits until I'm happy. Guess what Mike's got going in the kitchen? Get home, have a bit of a chat, and I said, no, we were going to walk Ruby, not the other two, but it's too hot out there. And I'm like, no, I want to do some filming. I want to actually go and start this cover. And so, all right, how about I make you a slushie? It's like, okay. So in about 40 minutes, I'm going to be having a slushie. Yum. Right, now, so that is the base. What we need next, now what did I do with it? Oh, I flung it on the floor with the wadding. Of course I did. Right, so then we're going to add just, it's not going to really like it, it's grabbing the glue. Yeah, look at that, yuck. But it's really only to keep this down. So I call this my base layer. You're not actually going to see it, but you might see it on the inside depending on what I want to do on the inside. Okay, so we've got this. Now what we want to do, and I'm sure you've seen it 100 times, I'm just going to clip the edges or the corners because I want to glue that down. Oh, it's getting hot in here. I forgot how hot it gets in the summertime. Well, spring. Are we still in spring? Who knows? So I'm just going to fold that over. Because when I add the textile, I'm actually not going to fold that over. This is the edge that you'll see. The textile will go up to the edge. I have done the textile where it folds over, but this one is a lot thicker. I think it might be almost upholstery fabric type. But I had a sample book. I've got all these sample books from Mum. And she had her studio clean out. And of course, you know, oh, I've kept this for you. Can you use it? Oh, of course I can use it. What a silly question. Speaking of Mum, so she, just going to chop a little bit of this off. She has been working like a beaver in her garden. She has a gorgeous garden, but of course it's like Groundhog Day to her. She just goes out and probably does the same spot all the time. And yeah, so she's super duper busy. She has been out at one of the ladies who has her garden in the Rhododendron Festival. Funny enough, one of my friends went out to that garden, and I also do garden paintings. I do it on marine ply, and then they get framed either with old battens or what have you. But yeah, she took a picture out at this lady's house and said, I recognise your paintings out here, which was kind of cool. She took a picture and showed me. I said, yeah, it is. Actually, I did that for her would have been about 15 years ago. So still going strong. Doesn't look like it's faded. So that's really cool. I've got 3 in my own garden that I've done. And yeah, I love them. I sort of thought I might get back into it, but yeah, I don't know. We don't know. I'm having too much fun doing these. Right, so that feels nice and soft. So what I'm going to do, is that going to pull off there? No, it's not. So let's trim. I'm just going to trim it down there for now. I don't know if this white backing will come off. No, so I might even just trim in there. It doesn't worry me. I've got so many textiles, it's not funny. So I can afford to lose some of this. And to be fair, I should be using my pinking shears. I just thought about that. We might go back and do that. I don't know. We'll see how it frays. I'm not too worried if it frays a little bit. I mean, these are cats after all. It's a cat journal. So a little bit of fraying isn't going to hurt. Or probably go in the theme of it, to be fair. And I don't know whether that will. Right. Let's chop this next one. So I'm just going to go through and chop all these off. Yeah, so I have, like I said before, I've started packing. The only things I really have left to pack are my tops, my pants, and that's about it. I've got my bag that I'll take on the plane. That's got my laptop, should I choose to, and I'm sure I will share any goodies that I buy over there. I'll do that at night too, just in case someone misses me. I'm actually really hoping that I do find some goodies to share. Wouldn't that be fabulous? And from Goldenmeade too, right before I forget. So she has, it's another 3 days before her design team call closes. So jump on over there. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. Yeah, if you think you'd like to have a go at being on a design team, jump on over. I'll have the link below, and yeah, give it a go. So a few more to chop out because I want to do a patchworky type thing. Let's just chop these. Bit of velvety feel, that's quite nice feel. So yeah, I'll either pin this or I will glue it. I'm not quite sure yet, but either way I'll put it in a bag and take it. So that's pretty much all that's left. Probably could do something with that, but not going to, I don't think. Like I said, I'm spoiled. I know I'm spoiled when it comes to all this different materials and I've got some gorgeous sample books. I just can't bring myself to cut them up yet. And I just went and purchased some material too, which I don't need. I seriously don't need. It was from someone in New Zealand. It had a whole lot of, was selling a whole lot of Tim Holtz fabric. So yeah, I might just do a simple making some covers up, just base covers maybe. I definitely need to do some toppers. I was going to do some needle books while I'm away too, but I don't know. I don't want to take too much. That leaves not much room for buying goodies. There you go. Right, that looks like carpet. So I definitely want to add that because I like how that's sort of pulled out. I like that. I do like that. I actually like it all nicely together. And the good thing about this is it's all sort of coordinating. So need to do is I want to chop this, and let's see if that stops it from fraying. I do have some, it's not called, oh, that makes it worse. I think it's not called Fray Check, it's something in away from Spotlight. Might not be too bad. Might help. I actually don't mind it. So let's maybe go across there. And tidy up with that. Now I want to go down here too. I mean, hey, this might help it not fray, I don't know. And like I said, if it frays, it frays. Oh, I didn't like that bit, it's quite thick. It's all part of the charm really, isn't it? That sort of reminds me of a cat that definitely has had fun on the edge of that. I don't know whether that's the right way to go about it actually. I'm thinking maybe the straight edge, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Let's do the ones that I really like. And I'm almost thinking I do really like that. Actually, you know what? Let's sort of see where the middle is. Roughly. Okay, there we go. And let's put that down the middle. So there's a start. And if it goes slightly over, which it will, then that's all good. That's more than fine. Okay, there is the first bit. Now, I don't mind that there, and let's do that there. So I'm just piecing it together. This isn't going to be the final, like I will put this layer on and then I'll probably get some doilies and put that on. We don't, so we want that, definitely want that. But I'm going to trim that down there and put that like that. Very good. Don't need that piece. Really like this piece. Don't know about putting this piece on just because, oh yes, that's terrible. It's going to be fluffy for a while, but okay, let's seriously fix this piece up. I think I'm going to have to get the vacuum cleaner out after this. And what I might do off camera is go around with that fray check to stop it from fraying. There we are. And then, do we want that piece down there? Maybe along there. And let's just cut that. That way. And let's just trim that. There you go. So there's my base, and I think I like it like that. And then if you put that on there, so you're not actually going to see that, which is fine. You're not actually going to see that either, which I do like. So what I might actually do is swap that around, put that up there, and put that down there. Well, we see it then. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so I think what I'm going to try and do is actually glue this down and see, like, leave it overnight and see whether it's glued down enough, because I'll get a plastic, like something like this, so it will lie flat. Was that way or that way? Don't remember, but it's okay that way. Let's put that like that. It's okay. And then that like that. Okay. And then just flip these over. Bada boom, bada bing. Actually gonna chop that down a bit. So it's like that. I want that like that for some reason. Cool. And then that, I'll take this with me because I'll probably hand sew this. Hand sew this too, so I need a like big darning needle. Right, now what I need to do too, so yeah, I think that will look kind of cool. What I want to do now is I'm going to keep that. I'll keep a few pieces. I love this velvety feel, so we might even make that into some sort of pocket. So I'm just going to keep the bigger pieces, get rid of the smaller pieces. Love this bit. And then what I want to do is have a look for some doilies. So that's not gonna lift, that's gonna be good. So I'm just gonna put you on pause, grab some lace doilies and things, and let's see what we do from there. Right, back again. So I grabbed this piece. Given the fact that, let's have a look in here and see what's in here. Remembering that more than likely you'll see where I'm going to stitch the, oh look at that piece. That's too lacy for this one, but that's beautiful. That'd be a cool pocket. Let's leave that aside. What was I going to say? That would actually be maybe a pocket too. Now I've lost my complete train of thought as I'm going through this. Here's another piece of that. Oh, I want a strip to go down the middle because I will put that, this will probably be too big because it loses all of that. I don't want it to be too big. Let's see what's in this one. What's that? Wouldn't that be cool? Chop that down and then that could become a pocket. But we're not doing pockets, Tracy. We are not doing pockets. Okay. What we want is maybe that's something like that, just to hide the cut edge. Like I could do that. This here, you don't really see it so much on that side because this will be covering a lot of it. So I quite like that. I'll put that there. I can get the kite pass scissors. Okay, so that will go there, and to tie that in, where can we put this? Could maybe, or I mean, we could actually snip it, so that's the same. Maybe we do that. Do a little bit there, and then that will go there, and then we've got a little bit up the top. And then that will tie in with the back end. And I will still find something to go down there. And then let's see if we can find about something like that. I don't necessarily want to hide all of those, but it'd be kind of cool to, you know, add bits and pieces to it. I keep going for the darker one. I think it's because I've got this darker one there. See, I don't mind that. Let's use that. And that can just sort of go there. And then we don't need that again. I think that's enough for here. That doesn't need anything else. So that's good. And I probably need almost like a doily up there. Yeah, maybe that. Have I got anything up here? Probably not. Let's just chop this. Can almost hear the shuddering through the camera when I cut things like this, but you know, oh, that is pretty. We can actually just go like that, and you know what? Part of me wants to put that up there like that. It doesn't matter if it's, and then move this a bit further down, yeah. So then that ties in with that. What do you think? I quite like that. And that is how I do the beginning of my journals with the covers. This is going to be lovely and soft. I will find a strip. I'll go hunting, find a strip. I will pin these down. Colour wise, I might even like cross stitch with embroidery thread. Haven't quite decided, although I quite like this colour here, so I might even cross stitch with that colour there, and then yeah, I think that will look kind of cool. But yeah, that there if you imagine that, trying to find something to sort of, that there as a front cover will be kind of cool about there. I do like that. That's really cool. So that is it for now. I just wanted to show you my topper that I've made for it. That's going to be the base of it. Just because I've put that down doesn't mean that I'm finished with it, but this is all you'll see of this cover, because I'll either glue, see how the glue takes to holding that down. I'll pick my floss, I'll take my little needle book that I've made, and this is what I'll take away with me. I'll find something for there to hide the stitching of the signature, but that won't happen until I get back, until I sew the signature in. I won't be sewing anything in over there. This was all I will be doing. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. I know several of you have brought the kit. Anne's also done some lovely fussy cuts. So maybe I could actually do a couple pages before I go. Maybe I just work on the signature before I go and do a couple pages with you all. Let me know what you think, and yeah, and then we'll get cracking on it maybe. Okay, all right, have a fantastic week. It's halfway through the week, hump day tomorrow. Yay, can't wait till the end of the week, and let's get planting in my greenhouse. Yay. Until next time, bye for now.